Hai everyone, aku Selly Gouw, balik lagi ke channel aku. Dan hari ini aku mau undang kedua teman aku dari Malaysia. Jadi, of course undangnya nggak di sini ya, undangnya virtually. Aku bakalan tanya-tanya ke mereka tentang Indonesia. Jadi pendapat orang Malaysia tentang Indonesia. Nah, penasaran kan? Jadi buat yang penasaran stay tune sampai belakang karena obrolannya seru-seru banget guys. Nah, sebelum dimulai, please banget jangan ada kata hujatan atau mean comments to my friends. Karena aku honestly udah bersyukur banget mereka willing to be featured on my channel. Jadinya please keep your comments to yourself kalau itu nggak baik, dan show respect juga to one another. Nah, semoga videonya bermanfaat dan nambah wawasan kalian. Jangan lupa untuk share, like, dan subscribe ke channel aku. Enjoy the video. So, can you introduce yourself first?
Okay, so my name is Mahesh. I'm 25. I'm from Indonesia.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm Selly's friend from college. I'm from Malaysia. I just graduated from the US, so yay.
Yeah, she's like super smart. Okay, I'm going to ask you what first pops into your mind when you think of Indonesia?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, like, you know, Indonesians, they love their cigarettes, so that's the first thing that pops to my head.
Alright,
Because I
cool.
smoke, so
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
Well, obviously I will think that, oh yeah, that's like a neighboring country, and I will think about, you know, the similarity to Malaysia. If I'm being honest, like thinking about Indonesia, like I would think about, I used to have like ngakak, like the maids that are from Indonesia. So I will remember them.
Yep. Alright. Have you been to Indonesia? If yes, where and what do you think? And if no, any place in mind that you'd love to visit?
Yeah, I haven't visited, but I know my parents have. But yeah, obviously, like one of the first places you think about is like, you know, all the islands and then like Bali, that kind of stuff. I don't have anywhere specific that I would say that I want to go to, but I would say that I want to kind of visit like a lot of the different parts because I feel like Indonesia is pretty big. So
Yeah,
like the city.
You mean the capital city? Where I live?
Yeah, sure, I'll go visit you.
I've never been to Indonesia, so it's definitely somewhere I really want to go. And one place that I've heard time and time again, people like talk so much about it is, I think, Manado.
Manado? Oh, really?
Yeah, I really want to go there because it's a beautiful place according to many people. So, yeah.
Wow.
And I think they have babi guling there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
I think it's quite famous there because Manadoni's food, if not mistaken, it's quite spicy and then there are a lot of meat. Yeah, if not mistaken.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I'm surprised.
I would really like to go there. Yeah.
Because most people, I think, would say Bali or maybe the capital city. Yeah, so I didn't expect you to say Manado.
But you know, Manado is pretty interesting too. So.
Okay, where do you hear it from?
I used to have a roommate who was Indonesian, and we used to just talk about, you know, a lot of things about Indonesia, about Malaysia, and he told me that, you know, you should really come check this place out. They have really good food. You would love the babi guling there. So,
Alright.
yeah, ever since then.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, next we have, okay, do you know any Indonesians other than me? And what do you think of Indonesian people? I think you just...
Yes, I actually have a lot of Indonesian friends.
Cool.
I think, very mild-mannered people, very polite, very warm. You know, that's only good things. I can only say good things. You know?
Really?
Very good. You can talk. Yeah, you know, they're very polite. I love that about them. Yeah. And you can always have a cigarette. They'll never say no to you. That's how I love that. Like, yeah, it's so cool.
I knew a few of them, like when I was studying in the US, like there were like quite a few Indonesian students actually. I think that we have some like similarities, especially when I'm in the US, because you know, like we will feel like more connected because we're like from similar place. So even though it's different, so I think that, you know, I would find that we have a few like similar cultures, but also it's like quite different in terms of like our history also, and like language and stuff like that is like similar but still quite different. I don't think there's anything specific that I think about from Indonesians. I think it's like hard to just generalize and be like, oh, like Indonesians are like this, but yeah.
Okay, so like no impressions on mine, Nothing?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't think so.
They're just like normal people.
Yeah. Like you, but you're very special.
Okay. Any common stereotypes of Indonesia? That's fine. Just say it.
The cigarette thing, but
Secret again.
other than that, like, I think Indonesians are just very polite. They're just very polite in the way that they talk to you. They're just very humble and stuff like that. I just love that. It's very endearing. Yeah.
Really? Like, is there any maybe like common stereotypes that you've heard before and then turns out maybe it's not true, or I don't know, you just heard them before? No?
I heard, okay, that most Indonesian people are really religious, but the ones that I have met, they are not too religious, but that's probably one stereotype
Oh,
that
okay.
I've heard that
You've-
I could,
Alright,
think
you've
of.
heard they're mostly religious, but actually
Yeah.
they're not really like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty chill.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They would think like, oh, it's like just like Malay people or something like that. I think that's like what like my parents would think. Like, I feel like, oh, I don't know if you heard that. That was my grandma sneezing. But I don't know. I feel like this was similar for like Malaysia too. Like when I was studying in the US, like people would think of like Malaysia and Indonesia as like more like poorer countries compared to like Singapore. Like we're like less advanced. Like we live in the hutan and like a lot of trees and stuff compared to like Singapore, which is like I guess is kind of true if you compare it like that. Yeah, I think like that's kind of like the stereotype of like Indonesia. It's like, oh, like just like jungle and then like less developed, like less civilized or something like that.
What about from your perspective?
I guess like it depends though, because like Indonesia just like seems like very big. So like if I'm thinking of like Jakarta, like the city, I would definitely think like, oh, it's probably like so chaotic and like so like busy, loud. So if it's like the tourist places, then I'll think that, oh yeah, it's just like filled with tourists.
Next, any favorite Indonesian food?
Bakso is Indonesian, right?
Bakso, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love bakso.
Bakso,
Yeah.
what
With the-
bakso?
With the,
Meatballs,
that's
right?
like,
Yeah.
yeah. I love that. That's really good.
Beef meatballs.
Beef one, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
beef
nice.
meatballs, yeah.
Where did you try it?
I can't remember where, but I went out once and they had this bakso store that was full, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I haven't tried it before, and I loved it. I don't really know too much about it. I just eat it. But yeah.
Okay, that's all. Okay.
No, I don't really know a lot of Indonesian food. I don't like tempeh.
I will give you a few options. Have you tried bakso, meatballs, ayam penyet,
No.
sate,
Ayam penyet. Yeah.
sate, nasi padang? No, probably not. But you've heard
I've heard of
before.
it too.
Okay. Nasi goreng, you have it also, so that doesn't count. Spicy food actually from Indonesia, a lot. And I think you've tried
Yeah.
before, you just maybe don't know.
Because I'm really bad at eating spicy food, so maybe that's why. But I think like, but ayam penyet I've tried before. It's pretty good.
But
Like
it's spicy.
fried
right?
chicken type of thing. Yeah, spicy.
Okay, so
But I
probably.
can tell that it's like yummy, but I can't like keep eating it.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Okay. Any words or like anything that you want to say to the viewers or like Indonesian people?
I guess like now that I'm thinking more about it, because like a lot of the stuff that I think I know about Indonesia, I also like kind of learned from you also. I remember like last time, you were telling me, I think this is like one of the things now, like after, like that you told me that I would think about it when I think about Indonesia, is like with the case of like the unity in terms of like language and stuff like that, like people like have to learn the same language, and then like how you like didn't learn like Mandarin or any other Chinese like growing up.
Assimilate. Yeah.
Yeah, having to like learn the same language. So I think that's one of the things when I think about like Indonesia, especially from like Malaysian perspective, because it's like I wonder like if like if we do something similar, like what is the outcome? Because like I know like actually the last video that we did together, long time ago now, I know like there were like comments saying like, oh yeah, like how come You know, they are like speaking in English. You know, like, oh, like why all like a lot of Chinese Malaysians, like they never learn Malay, or like they're not good at like just speaking fluently in Malay and stuff like that. So on one hand, I think it's important. Like I wish I learned Malay more and like I can speak more fluently. And it's like the same thing like with like America too. The idea that like, oh, everyone has to speak English, that kind of thing. It's like kind of like wrong also, but I understand the importance of like learning national language and not having like all this different separation in like society where like, oh, I'm Chinese, you're Malay, you know, that kind of thing.
I think on the other hand, Malaysian is different because I mean like Malaysia in general, when Chinese came to Malaysia, you guys are like a lot. Comparing to us, percentage is only like very very small compared to like Chinese in Malaysia. So I guess that's one of the big reasons also why like we have to assimilate much more compared to like Chinese Malaysian. Yeah, I think that's why.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
agree?
Yeah, because it's something like I thought about a lot too when I was like in US, because like, you know, like in US we talk a lot about like, you know, civil rights, that kind of stuff, all that type of things. And then so like, you know, a lot of people ask me about like Malaysia and stuff like that. I'm sure you also know a lot of like Chinese people can also be like really racist and like colorist towards like the other races too,
Yeah,
even
of
though
course.
like we are considered like minority.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people are like so like colorist, like they will think that, oh, if you have dark skin you're like less pretty. You know, they want to have very very pure like pale skin
Fair,
and stuff
yep.
like that. And then it's like hard to explain because I'm like, yeah, technically we are considered like minority when you think of numbers. Also, it's not like we are the only one being like discriminated or anything like that, so it's interesting. So like when I think of Indonesia, I would think that like, is that something right that like we should also do, like the idea that we are, you know, unity, learn like one language kind of thing. So yeah.
Well, yeah, we never know since it's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to say anything else?
Subscribe to Selly.
Subscribe to her YouTube channel too. She has like a singing YouTube channel. You should check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, it's a tough time. 2020 has been a tough year, so I just hope everyone is keeping safe, having good mental health, and just being happy so we can all get through this.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice closing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries.
That's all. Alright, thank you so much, Claudia.
Yeah, thank you. No problem.